I am joined by our first TU Athlete of the Week of the 2020-2021 school year. It is Alex Helmuth from the Taylor men's cross country team after the Trojans picked up a big win in their first meet of the year last week at the Indiana Twilight Invitational. But Alex, before I get into the race and your race and the team's performance, I do have to ask you your thoughts on the photo used for the story of you tearing down the home stretch there. What did you think about when you saw that photo on the website or on social media?
Yeah, well, it's funny because a lot of my teammates actually were like, "Have you seen the photo? Have you seen your photo?" I'm like, "No, I think I haven't. I don't know what photo you're talking about." Um, but once I did see it, I was like, "Yep, that's kind of the determination and like dry face that I normally have." But I didn't know my hair was like that white and was all the way back, so I thought it was kind of funny. But my teammates thought it was funny as well.
Anyone on the team thinking about growing their hair out longer so you can get that blown back, real fast look with the hair all blown back like yours was?
Yeah, I think like there's a couple of my teammates and I that have the same exact like hair color before I like dyed my hair white. And we have all had very similar haircut styles over the past couple of years. So I'm hoping to start a trend. I hope they jump on it, but we'll see.
Well, it was a good look, and if you're out front like you were, I think anyone will cut their hair a certain way. Let's talk about your race. Second place overall for you for individually, a career best time. You
Yeah.
were just 1 second off of getting the win on Friday. Just kind of take me through the race. Obviously, it's different times and a different, spring track for
Yeah.
you and the guys, and a different summer, I'm sure, training wise. But what was it like to get out there and compete in your first race here in the fall?
Yeah, it was a really surreal moment, and I think like going into the race, I was just very thankful that we had the opportunity to just race anyway. So I wasn't too concerned about like time or like placing or like how like I was gonna do like overall like with very different factors coming into play. So I was just very thankful to run. And that's one of our one words here at Taylor Cross Country is how do we use thankful in our running careers and this season. And so I was just going in with an open mind with whatever the race would throw at me. So just going in with that mentality and mindset, I think that set me up really well for what was to come during the race. The race definitely started out a lot faster than I thought I was going to go. And with not having any concept of time until coming down the straightaway, I think that helped a lot because I think if I would have known where I was at time wise, I think I might have backed off a little bit when I shouldn't have because just with how the race went, it just felt very smooth, under control. And I would honestly say the first mile is probably the hardest, which is interesting in a cross country race. But I think just getting settled and then finally just finding my place in the race and finding my pace after such a long time of not running since March was like the last time I competed on an indoor track. I think it was just kind of a very surreal environment where like we're all back. A lot of Crossroads League teams were there competing, and it was just a very exciting race.
Obviously even more exciting too when you factor in not just your strong performance, but the team's overall strong performance as well.
Yeah.
When you're there at the finish line and you can turn around, you catch your breath, you get a little water, but then you see all those purple jerseys keep coming your way that say Taylor across the front of them. What's that like for you? And you're trying to encourage your guys to finish strong
Yeah.
and sprint across that line.
Yeah, it was very interesting because this was the first time I was able to cross the finish line and then turn around immediately to find the next guys. But it was really cool to see Luke coming down the straightaway, knowing that he had a solid race, and then just seeing Derek, Danny, and Connor pull in that last pack for the rounding off the top five. That was just so cool to see. And then being able to just start the cool down and watching all the other teammates come in really strong, really determined. And it was just something that I didn't realize how much I missed until I was able to see it happen. And it was really special to finally hear results, but know that they were doing extremely well during the race and then after the race, and just watching them be a part of their finish and PRs being set. So it was really cool.
When did you guys find out that you had won?
So I went on my 1 mile cool down, and then we came back, and I was honestly very confused at like what the race was like, because being up there with a lot of Huntington guys, I thought Huntington was doing extremely well, which they were. We only beat them by 6 points. But I didn't know like where we were at like place wise, and then once we like all grouped up ready to go on our official cool down as a whole entire team, Coach Q was like, we did it. We got the title on both the guys and girls side, which is really cool to hear, because as we were getting ready to race, we heard that the girls won, and that was really exciting. And then just being able to say that like the guys won as well was just a really cool and special moment for TU cross country as a program, because of all the hard work we have put in this summer, and then seeing that being displayed at the first meet.
What were some of the conversations like with you and your teammates on that cool down lap, knowing that you guys had won and gotten your first of what hopefully are many wins this season?
Yeah, the conversations were just bouncing off the walls. A lot of us would say what we ran, and then everyone else would just be like in disbelief, like, how did you just PR by like a minute? One of our teammates, Sam Hardy, a senior, had a career PR by 1 minute. And that was just like, wait a second, what? And I think that was kind of like shock, but also just like being in like a celebratory mood for everybody, because no matter if you didn't have the best race, like you were still a part of that championship title that we got at IWU, which was just really exciting. So it was really special, really surreal, and we were just all very shocked with how well it went.
Well, no rest for the weary. You guys are right back at it this Friday, but you get to compete on your home course out at the TUXC Farm, the annual Bullock Invitational. That's got to be even more exciting coming off of last week's results, right?
Yeah, I love the Taylor Cross Country Farm, and I just think the home course is very special, even though it's proven to be a little bit more difficult than some other courses. But I just think being back on a home course in a race setting, as we are always working out there, and then going to a race setting and coming in with momentum from last week, I think that will set us up really well for this Friday.
Well, Alex, thanks for the time. Congrats on a great job last Friday, and best of luck for you and the guys, not only on Friday, but with the rest of the season too, okay?
Yes, thank you so much. Have a good day.
That is Alex Helmuth, our TU Athlete of the Week. To find out more about Taylor Cross Country, just log on to TaylorTrojans.com.